everybody, Carla with Carla's Clever Crafts. Thank you for joining me and watching my video. Tonight we're going to do a very easy, simple wreath. It's adorable little leprechaun. We're going to have him juggling some gold coins on our wreath. And you can make this wreath. The total cost of everything that I'm going to be using is less than $8. So that's always good. I'm going to try to load in my comments here. Okay, well, let's see if my computer is going to work. I'm going to go ahead and get started. We're going to be using the 14-inch wire frame from the Dollar Tree. And all we're going to do is take some of this beautiful garland, also from the Dollar Tree. It's green, different shades of green, and then has gold shamrocks attached to it. When you get the pack, this is what they look like. I went ahead and added the first one on. You'll need 3 of these. You're not going to use all of the third one, but you do need 3 to get good coverage on your wreath so you don't see through to none of the wire frame. You're just going to match up the 2 ends and then straighten out the rest of this, and we're just going to wrap it around the frame. Starting on this outer edge here, take the 2 tips. There's wire in the middle of this garland, so you're just going to wrap around tightly, wrapping that wire tightly around that edge so that we have a good place to start and a good hold that won't pull loose later. And then we're just going to feed this through the wreath frame and keep going all the way around. And we're doing 2 rows at a time. We just want to keep those lined up next to each other. Trying to see if I can get my comments up. I don't know what that was. Okay. So we're just going to keep repeating this all the way around, making sure that our garland is laying nicely on the wreath as we go around, 2 rows beside each other. Keeping it close enough together that you're getting complete coverage of the wire frame underneath. This is a great way to get a really pretty base for any design that you may want to do. You could use this not just for the little leprechaun guy, but I have another video where I just add shamrock lights to this base with the tinsel. You could literally use it for any sign. You could add flowers. Dollar Tree carries some St. Patrick's Day carnations that would be real pretty. So you could use your imagination and do almost anything. And this base, total cost of it is $5. So it's pretty good for a wreath base for St. Patrick's Day. Hey, honey. Hi, Laura. Good to see you again. Okay. Now, when we add this one, I'm just going to push this together to make sure I got good coverage. You may have seen my other video where I did wrap with this tinsel. So it's the same process if you did, but this one's going to be a different design because we're going to attach this little leprechaun guy and have him juggling gold coins in the air. Okay. And then we're going to take our last one and open it up. Now we won't use all of this one. We're just going to use what we need to get full coverage on that little bit that's left there. And I usually keep my leftover piece because I can use it to finish off another one. Shape, straighten it out so it's not tangled. Start the same way. Wrap around this outside wire here real good several times so you have a good hold and make sure that wire is getting tight around there. We're just going to feed it through and do the same thing. Keep the 2 rows beside each other as we come around so it's nice and even. And these little gold shamrocks make a nice addition to the base and give it lots of color and texture and make it really pretty. During Christmas season, I also make some wreaths like this using the Christmas garland or Christmas tinsel. It's just a nice inexpensive way to get a design that's all your own, so it'll match your decor or be the theme that you want and it's not break the bank. Okay. Alright, I think this one here will be my last one, and I'm going to actually wrap it around that wire on the inside. So I just need to clip it off. Might have left my scissors in the other room, so I'll use my wire cutters. Getting a little hoarse tonight. I hope I'm not getting sick. I haven't felt kind of under the weather today. Now when you wrap around this last little piece, you're going to kind of have to separate it there to make sure you've got a good place to wrap it, and then you can just push it all back together. Alright, and now we have a nice full, very pretty base. It'll always happen. You'll lose some of these little gold shamrocks. You can always either just glue them back on with your glue gun, or there's so many of them, it really isn't very noticeable. Okay, and we're going to place this little guy on here. We're going to have his arms coming out because he's going to be juggling. I'm going to have his legs hanging off of the bottom here, and then his hat right up here at the top. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some hot glue, and I'm going to glue the hat right here. I'm going to glue the body right here, and then I'm going to attach his hands as well. So I'm going to pull him back here and start with the hat. I've got my glue gun already heated up. This one will go quick, you guys. It'll be a short video tonight. This one is really that simple. Okay. Now I'm just going to hold that for a minute and let it start to set up. I've got an extra glue stick here. I'll go ahead and load that in. Now be careful because that glue is hot coming through that hat, so just don't burn yourself. Okay, and I don't want him to sink down in the middle here, so I'm going to pull down on him and make sure when I glue him down that I'm keeping him popped up to the front of the wreath. Use plenty of glue. We don't want to lose him later down the road. We want him to stay. Okay, now I'm just going to pull down on him here and make sure that he's staying on the front of the frame and not, I don't want his head to sink down in the middle there. I can't see my comments, so I don't know if anyone's talking to me. Okay, and now we're just going to make sure I got his hands about where I want them. And then we're going to do the same thing. Put his little hands down. And then his little legs, we're just going to leave those dangling there. Glue string in there. I'll have to get that off in a minute. Okay. Alrighty. Now, I'm going to be using these gold coins that came from the Dollar Tree also. You get 30 in a pack, and we're going to only use probably about 12 of those. So since we didn't use all of the garland and we're not using all of the coins, we actually have, it'll be less than $8 in the total cost. And for the gold coins, I want it to look like he's juggling them up in the air up here. So I'm just going to start placing them here. Now these have two sides. They have a side with a shamrock, and then they have a side that says Happy St. Patrick's Day. And it says 4-leaf clover, good luck. I'm just going to place it with clovers up on the whole thing, but you could place them any way you wanted to. Okay, and we're just going to put a little small dab of glue on the coin and place the first one right above his hands. Okay, and then I'm going to take a second one. We're going to do about 6 of these on each side. Put it right there, kind of to the inside. And then third one. Put it on the, I'm just kind of weaving in and out to place the 6 on there. Make sure we get them to hold down, press down on that glue. And the glue, the heat from the glue will come through these plastic coins as well. These are plastic, so be careful, don't burn yourself. Okay. And if you wanted to, you could add more coins down to the bottom. I just wanted it to look like he's juggling them, so I chose not to do that. I'm just going to place them up here at the top. You could also put something different down here. You could add maybe a couple little small bows would be cute. Just some ideas if you wanted to take it to another level. You could even make a little bow and put on the little leprechaun guy here and dress him up. Maybe put a little shamrock on his hat. All kinds of things you can do to make it unique and make it your own. Finally got that glue off. Okay, now that's what it looks like with the little gold coins, and we're just going to do the same thing on this side. Our first one, so I'm going to come a little to the outside with the second one. I'm using a good amount of glue. I want to make sure these hold well. Now I'm just going to come back here kind of to the inside. Just keep working my way up, back and forth. This one will go kind of to the outside. And I'm going to go back and give all these a good press down now that that glue is cooling down and setting up. And we got 2 more to go. Thank you, Shauna. This is a cutesy one. All right, and I just went inside, outside, working my way up towards his hat. You could do more coins if you wanted to. I kind of just like the way 6 looked. But that's it, guys. That's the final wreath. I think maybe 15 minutes tops. That includes start to finish. And he's a cute little door hanger. It's about 15 inches wide, and I would say probably about 18 inches tall. Maybe a little more with his legs dangling down. So if anybody gives this little guy a try, be sure to send me a picture of your result. And thank you guys for watching me, and everybody have a wonderful evening.